from some more news. At some point, they'll be selling us shit. Go ahead and buy that garbage if you like, but I'm not going to be here to sell you anything. I'm here at the top of the hour to say that PBS has lost its funding. Please, if you can, donate there. Also, the Trevor Project Suicide Hotline has lost its funding, and trans and gay children definitely need help, y'all. Also, as a final call to action, I would like to go and break up a cat fight. Give me a moment, this is fun. Let's just load in the game, and I will continue with every little bit makes a difference. Who fought and why? That sounds about normal. Don't growl, don't growl. You're learning bad habits. Behave, behave. Alice, I don't need a second. These are cats, not fighters. Mako, go to your little hidey hole and chill the fuck out for a minute. Hello, y'all. Sorry for that mild disruption. But we back. We talk about the hard subjects while we play the fun things. Why is nothing moving? I'm worried. There we go. We got a loading bar. Yay. No, y'all. It's gotten so hot around here that it is literally so hot that the PlayStation has been overheating inside at a high point, completely uncovered. I've been doing everything I can short of putting a fan on it, and if I can find one of those on sale today, I might just slap a fan on that bitch. But we're here to discuss class solidarity and how to better make a difference within each other, and while we can, where we can. Because y'all, everything you do, it comes to a very scientific thing to me. It comes to ecology, something that I've learned about, and yeah, I was obsessed with it as a kid too, but I didn't understand I was obsessed with ecology. I thought I was a fucking druid. The point is, ecology. Everything gets a return, big or small. And when it comes to solidarity, well, that seems to be a dirty word in this country, and it shouldn't be. We can all stand together, and it starts with me and you, friends. There's no war but class war. And always look out for your brothers, because that's what it takes. Okay, I gotta go to this side of the island. And, sorry about that. Lost and found, Captain Cortazarez marooned himself and his crew on a small island near Chios. He desperately needs to escape the island, and his own men, Cassandra, agreed to take him back to Chios. I don't know why he's over on that end of the island, but I guess let's go pick him up.
Get ready to leave!
Where to now, Commander?
But see, y'all, there's a reason why the ocean missions on this game are usually easier. I was originally going to make this point with Saints Row because it felt more poignant and easy, but during the Minecraft stream, I promised we would go into this, and y'all, I beat 3 Saints Row games in less than a week because I promised y'all I would. I completely said fuck it to a storyline and just beat the hell out of 3 games that I love very much. For y'all, and that's not to guilt trip you into listening to this one and taking the medicine into the vegetable, so to speak. But this is to try to say, just hear me out here, y'all. The Green Gorilla Project is a simple one, and it's not one that needs your money, but needs your time. There are 3 degrees of danger. I would never ask you to do number 3, which is direct action. That would be, say, punching an ICE official, or directly egging a politician's house, or that's level 3. That can get you hurt. That could possibly get you killed. What I'm asking you to do is level 0 to level 1. Talk about it. Talk about shit that's going on around you and care. Practice empathy. Because empathy is the first step in getting anything actually accomplished. If you can care about the person, you can do things to change it. But so long as you allow the system to trick you into thinking that people are less than, or people just picked their situation, or whatever would get you to think that a person is lesser, if we can break that mentality, we can truly upset the system and upend this apple barrel that's full of rotten apples. As a bit of a homework assignment, if you have the chance, It's a long movie. That's why most people won't sit down and watch it. It's also an old and slightly problematic movie. But as they mentioned several times in this broadcast from some more news, check out The Gangs of New York. It calls back to a bygone era in America that no living memory has.
What I expected.
But it was a time when, can you imagine if, when your house was burning down, instead of the fire department coming, instead it was 4 or 5 fire departments that were not only coming to the fire, but also fighting each other. Because the fire department that gets there first gets to claim that fire and gets the insurance money from the house that's burning down or the business. The rest get to eat the cost of coming out there. Sort of like how you treat your lawn care maintenance people, or the way we treat literally everything but firefighters anymore. Hence Amtran and the various pay-for-play ambulance services. Hell, I'll make it more real for you folks. Think about that time that you had the heart murmur, or that time that, well, am I sick or am I sick? Here's a thought, friends. In a proper running society, you shouldn't be asking yourself that question. If you feel slightly off, you should seek medical attention and check in with a doctor. Because, and hear me out here, in the medical field, it helps everybody. In the sense of, oh, well, I'm not really sick, so I'm just going to take their time. Yes, but in that time, they're getting to practice. Even if you're not truly, oh God, I'm going to die sick, they're getting to put you through the machines, they're getting to run the tests, they're getting to understand how to take the numbers better, they're getting to speak with you and get better bedside care. And you're benefiting because you're getting medical treatment. Everyone is benefiting. So why do we let evil Uncle fucking Sam stick his dirty little greedy mitts in there and say, now I want you to pay the insurance agencies, now I want you to pay money to everyone else, money, 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 money. Rather than, how about we look at this on how it benefits everybody, and if it's an overall benefit to everyone, like say Social Security, the post office, ambulance, medical service, we let it benefit everybody, rather than letting big business take over, and you get what we have now, which within my area there's about 4 to 5 urgent cares. And depending on a wide variety of price tags, you can go to either one of those, or you can go to the hospital and wait about 4 to 5 hours to get seen. If you don't have insurance. If you have insurance, of course, you will hop right to the front of that line because you're a person. All of us without,
He sailed too close to the shore. The ship got caught on the rocks.
We were in the middle of a raging battle.
Malaka. What's important is that you're alive, brother.
He's your brother?
It would be easier if he wasn't. What happened to the crew?
Those dogs turned on me. If it wasn't for this Mystios.
He would be dead.
Then you will be rewarded, Mystios.
And now here, right here, don't just do it in video games, but video games is how I started this. My path from dipshit hillbilly to where I'm at now, which is nowhere near where I need to be yet, but from dipshit hillbilly, hateful little bigoted cunt, to where I'm at now, started with this one simple action.
Family is family. No reward necessary.
No. I am in your debt. Your armor, Gotar says. Give it to her.
But this was father's.
Now I wasn't
It's
expecting
mine
that.
by
That's pretty
birthright.
cool.
Now.
His armor
Belongs to someone worthy of it.
Now, here's the lesson I want you to take away because the game rewarded me. In real life, you got to get used to I was not expecting the game to reward me. But in real life, you got to be willing to do the hard thing and not get a reward. Y'all, I walk these streets every day. Usually every day. When I'm not walking, I am recovering because y'all see the results of me not getting recovery time. I crash. I still stream, but I'm angry. I'm a little bit, you know, it's a little dark. I don't recommend those streams all the time, you know? It's just in the sake of being myself. Not a polished asset. Not a Hank or a John Green, who I highly suggest checking out. They're the Psy guys. One studies literature, one studies science. But they're good fellas. They're just also very polished. You're never going to see, well, when Hank got cancer, we got to see the polished, how he was dealing with it. We didn't see him crying. We didn't see him fucking Well, what's the point of it all? Did I make a difference? Does it matter at all? We didn't get to see that. And I don't blame him. This is fucking terrifying for me. But, what is a man? What? Sorry, my brain just went, what is a man? In Vlad's voice, what a miserable little pile of secrets. But kinda, yeah. That's what we've become. We don't have to be. It's up to us. I'm not saying be hateful. Don't be like I have been to Alan over the past couple days because I'm upset because I come to work, vomit my guts out, continue working for at least another 2 hours, then go home because I've completed the task to the fullest of my ability to complete it, and he wakes up and don't feel it that day, so he just don't come in. I'm jealous, because if I did that, I would literally lose things. My pets would start to die off because I couldn't get the medication they need, or I couldn't get them food they need, or I couldn't get... If I fail or falter or break, there are consequences. Similar to you, I'm guessing, dear viewers. And that's what I'm saying. What if we all accept that that's how it is, and we all work to mitigate the fallout of each other's actions? Fuck-ups and successes. Because this system also relies on when you have a success or a windfall. Give you another example. One of my other co-workers. Yeah, I'm ousting you because I know that nobody from fucking work is listening to these streams. Let's face it, if y'all did, I'd be fucking fired. But, straight up, oh, hello. And now we enter into the stage where violence is in fact the answer. Dodge, 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 and stab. Dodge, 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 and stab. Dodge, 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 and stab. Ironically, this method also works IRL. Just wouldn't try it, because IRL you need to choose violence as your actual last answer. Should be trying to run away from the boar, not just taking the fight to it. But, you know, people of Ithaca need me. Woo! And a lion, hello. This is also what being nice will get you. The planet says, fuck you when you start being nice. Everything gets hard. But, truth be told, you also know who your real ones are. Right now, I've got a friend who I constantly make fun of for being flaky and for being Barbie. Who's next? Come on. Who else up? You want a piece, goat? Come on. We good? I can talk? Fuck yeah. Okay. So, as I was saying, I got a friend who I constantly make fun of for being a flake and being a Barbie and getting on the AI train, and that will actively make you dumber. For fuck's sake, nobody should be doing that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You're better than that. Humans is always better than robots. What is with the demon pigs? Whew. Did I cause this by not killing any of these animals so far? Now the game's just overrun. But I make fun of her for being a flake. I make fun of her for all that. But today she has promised, and I know that she'll come through when she promises, to come down and give us a ride. Mostly because we absolutely desperately need it. In the case of, it's a financial matter and David can take care of it, but it's a teamwork thing. And yeah, she is a good friend because of that. The reason I consider her a good friend and Alan a bad friend is simple. When I needed to move, and I mean I had to move, my roommates at the time were trying to actively kill my pets and cause me to self-harm. So I had to get up and get out, but with everyone safely. And everyone at work, I'll be there when you need me, I'll be there when you need me, you need a ride, I'll be there when you need me. Well, my boss had to work, and her husband couldn't take their car because their car was on the shits. My other boss was also at work and couldn't come help because those are about 12-hour shifts for them. Alan was off work, but he was preoccupied. That means probably drunk. This is just a very violent place, it seems. And I have no idea who any of these people are, so I'm just gonna... let's just slip on through. We're going for the viewpoint, so hopefully we will know who some of these people are. But... oh, it was Athenians attacking the pirates. I get it. it's the community that you got. And yeah, the world will make it a lot harder. The better you try to be, the nicer you try to be, the harsher, the meaner, the crueler the world around you's gonna be. And if you can take it, if you eat that, and you can make it happen, one, you're gonna come out tougher than anyone else around you. Because you've seen the harshness of the shit around you. But on top, and it's not always that easy, but on top of that, you'll know who the real ones are. And I'm not saying that everyone's perfect, because nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But our imperfections and understanding how to read those imperfections in people and help make their weaknesses into their strengths, that is where a leader is at. I am not a leader yet. I'm doing my best. But you're not going to find it in a Bible, just like you're not going to find it in a bottle, just like you're not going to find it in a book. Maybe several dozen books, but never just one. The thing is, y'all, you can make the difference. And I'm determined, if I die trying it, it'll be worth dying for. Y'all can make a difference. And we all got to. Because I fear for where our country's going, y'all. America, that is. The rest of the world, I'm worried about y'all, but a lot of the rest of y'all seem to have shit under, like, at least control. I mean, nobody's perfect, once again. Nobody's perfect, but if you haven't seen it, check out The Good Place. If don't spoil yourself on it if you can avoid it. Because honestly, if you can hit that, and what is it, the term the children use nowadays? If you can raw dog that one, the messaging behind that show, y'all know how much I love Star Trek. I talk about it a lot, and I talk about it constantly. But I think The Good Place does a better job of just quickly, concisely, this is what it is, boom, 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 here you go home and look and use it. It's very, very straightforward. I don't think you could misinterpret The Good Place unless you were being very uncharitable with it. I need to check my inventory, and I almost have enough to buy my way off of Pirate Island. Like I said, I know this is for the people in the future, so I know this probably won't be heard for months and months and months. I get that. Again, it's hard to do with the real lessons. It's much easier if I was just sitting on here going beast and watching some other person's video and barely reacting. It's a lot easier to not be human. But it's also the path of least resistance. And I'm sorry, but so far, looking at the rest of BreadTube, I don't think that's the answer. And for the record, that's not to call out everybody. Several creators are talking about the real shit, either in big ways or in little ways. For example, the Free Palestine movement, the nonsense going on right now in the Middle East, it's real bad, y'all. And it's easy to take the light road. Well, I'm telling you, don't take the light road. Take a side, because eventually the choices we make now echo through history. And even more so, because I can say, oh, my grandfather was very much a good man, and he did this, and he did blah, 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 and he did... Well, he also paid for a gigantic chunk of my family's everything. He also sacrificed not only his childhood, but everything for cause and country. And he spent all of his time, his golden years, he was at work. He was at work until his mind faltered and he turned into what he became before he died. Which was not bad, it was a child. He had become a child. And not in a good way, for the record. But it wasn't looking at life with new innocent eyes. He was scared of everything. And I had to take a man who had held life in his hands in more ways than one. I can't talk too much about him that way, but he worked for the U.S. government. Take it as you were. And I had to watch that man go through fear. Genuine, actual fear of the dark again. I watched a man that raised me and taught me right from wrong suddenly walk out the house screaming a very inappropriate racial slur for someone of my melanin and his melanin type. Because in his mind he had renamed our house cat that. And let me implore when I say to this, that man was not racist. And he had every reason to be because he grew up in rural Pennsylvania. He enlisted in the 1940s age military. It was the racist time of the military. He had every reason to be a racist piece of shit. And I'm sure he had his moments. But he was a good man in the end. And what he taught me, if I can beseech it onto y'all, send it whatever, I'll happily teach it. Because it's one of those, we are what we come from. And we are damaged, messed up, fucked up people. We ain't born that way. It's just a byproduct of a little bit of we are that born that way. I'm sorry. Read Robert Sapolsky's Determined, which is a real dig on trying to understand why and how people are people in the way they do. And yeah, think about it, y'all. It's been tested. We can, first off, how do we know that we don't have souls? Well, in a scientific sense, you can't prove a not, so I can't prove that you don't have something. I can, however, find out where something goes to or comes from. How do we know that fish can feel pain the same as we can? Because we hooked electrons up in our brain, and when we stimulate certain things, our brain lights up in a certain way. If I take a small heated object and put it on your arm, you will eventually draw away from that object as it becomes too hot for you to enjoy it being against you. You feel pain, you react and try to avoid it. That's because the chemicals in your brain and the chemicals in your skin, and it's all chemicals, y'all. That's part of biology in the advanced sense. Technically, I think that's part of chemistry in the advanced sense, but still. We're a byproduct of all of those things. If you were raised in a war-torn, terrible area where you didn't know where tomorrow's meal was going to come from, or if you were going to die today, tomorrow, in the next hour, if you were going to go out ugly, or if you were going to go out the other way, you would be literally different than someone like myself, for example, who grew up very questioning in the South. Again, different people, different backgrounds. You can only go with what choices you have. It's why, when someone asks, why did that person jump into the frozen lake to save a dog? Why did that person have the strength to lift a car to save their child? It's because you just do. Your body has already made a decision before you think about doing it. You just have the illusion of choice. Because your choices, much like in this game, you have a variety of choices, but you're never, I can never as Cassandra just vote to, okay, I'm going to snap my fingers and Death Note kill all the cult members. I'm going to fly to the next island. Technically I can do that bit because of the map, but still. In IRL we can't. Either way, when it comes to ecology, because this subject is very hard to wrap up and talk about solidarity this way, when it comes to ecology, when I throw like the lady that I just said shut up to the other day and had my moment of pure bliss by, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going this way. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, here's why you don't know what you're talking about. Now I'm walking this way, and if you talk to me again, I'm going to argue with you. Because she was getting on to me for throwing eggshells and a variety of other things into the river. And again, if I had been throwing grease or McDonald's burgers in the paper wrapper or plastic, 100% get it. If I took the coal dust off my fire that I had just cooked on or something and I scooped it into the river, totally get it. But the ecology, that's going to mess up things. But stop walking on me. Me putting edible plants and vegetative matter and compostable materials into a river system like that, you know what that's going to do? It's going to feed the fish, it's going to feed the bugs, it's going to feed the birds. much like that, you planting edible food 200 feet away from the road or more will feed the birds and the bugs and the various other animals, and those will slowly help. Part of green guerrilla gardening is also realizing you need to get rid of some of our human bias towards various animals. Don't hate the rat, get rid of the fleas the rat has. The rat is a very useful member of our ecological system. The parasitic fleas are what's causing a real problem. And really, if you want to get super technical there, you can break it down to microbial level, and we need to figure out ways to eliminate whole virus groups. For that, vaccines are a wonderful tool, but we don't have that tool in our roster right now because our country's being led by idiots. So, we have to do the next best thing. Work with what you got, not with what you want. Like I said, y'all, I wish I had Hassan's money. I fucking wish I could just go beat the shit out of Osmond Gold and take his entire rig and all his stuff. And just, you know, just slide right into his audience and I have taken out your Roach King. I am now the Roach King. Follow me. But that's not how life works. That's how video games work. That's why we escape into these wonderful realms. And I hate to take this shelter away from you as our world outside is burning down. But why I analyze these games and the way I analyze these games is also what I carry forward, because absolutely, much like our environment, I try to make sure everything I do has a purpose and does something. Very few things I do are for pure frivolity. And maybe that's partially the insanity that is my brain. Because yeah, of course I have off days. Of course I have times when what the fuck's about to fuck me up. Of course I have times when I don't know what's going to happen next, or something happens and I get fucked up by it, or I have moments of doubt and anger. Again, y'all have seen these moments of doubt and anger on the roadside. I promise eventually when I have an editor to make all my shit, you know, 100% legally sound, but outside of that, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Because honesty is where it starts. And much like Garnet? Yeah, it was Garnet. Much like Garnet said in Steven Universe. Yeah, I pull out these old references. But, much like Garnet said, trust is hard. Manipulation, lying, Machiavellian bullshit, being that cool business guy, yeah, that shit's easy. It's very easy to be that. Why? Because lying is easy. You just make shit up as you go. Who cares what anyone thinks, because you're the only thing that matters. Fuck everything else. That's how my uncle lives. That's how my cousin chose to live, which is why I cut him off. What you gotta do is find a cause and make it a worthy one. That's what Bushido taught me. That's what my granddad taught me by leaving me those lessons and leaving me fuck tons of solidarity. Not solidarity, solitude. Isn't the English language fun, y'all? Because, yeah, I will say it. Certain members of my family, spare the rod, spoil the child. Beat the shit out of me. Other ones, though, my grandfather specifically, he never laid a hand on me. He did, however, financially back up and allow my mother to lock me in a bedroom with absolutely nothing, not even a bed. And that was how I spent about 3 months. I had to get permission to get clothing. The only thing I was provided was textbooks, the Bible, philosophical books, shit like that. Because I was an angry kid and they were going to break me like a horse. And they almost made a monster, if I'm going to be honest. But that's the thing. We make the monsters we become. And with that, I had a choice to become a monster or do better. And that's the thing, y'all. That's what the Jordan Peterson bullshit, and that's where he's kind of got almost something close to a good point, but then he loses it in the sauce. Because no matter how bad I get, no matter how bad you get, no matter how bad Donald Trump or the worst person you know is, there aren't any monsters in the world. We're all people. And everyone in their own head is the hero. everyone in their own head is doing what they gotta do and doing the right thing. And that's the thing that I ask y'all to try to, and that's why we have to constantly question ourselves. First step, for real talk is, get comfortable being wrong. Get comfortably, spiritually dying. Because that's what it takes, is you being wrong. Being wrong a lot. And still being willing to stand down on what you know, be willing to push that line on what you don't, and be willing to stand firm in what you do. It's why I tell y'all, if you know there's a capital G God, like Miss Amanda, the coworker that helped me out 2-3 times, gave me a bike, was like a mother to me in ways, and then just vanished when she got another job, because that's how work in the U.S. is. Again, no shade to Miss Amanda there whatsoever, but I don't want that. I don't want that for her. I don't want that for anybody. I think we should be doing a fucking crab boil. Well, not a crab boil. Don't do crab boils, y'all. They have feelings. But, you know what I mean? Cookout, a hangout, a chat. I would love nothing more than to get a big-ass table and everybody sit around it and have a meal. But the more I look around, the more it's like, who does that anymore? Who's financially stable enough to do parties? I mean, in the Biden administration, I had enough stability in fast food that I did like pizza parties every now and again, and I tried to host. But I mean, part of living in a crumbling, shambling home with a meth addict is nobody ever want to come around and hang out. Lots of people came and hang out and bought drugs off my uncle and left. But I'm digressing. The point is, you got to be open to have the table. And part of having that table is, real talk, y'all. If Pam came to me tomorrow and with that same bullshit, teary-eyed, doughy thing that she tries to do to get... Here's where she fucks up. She thinks I'm like every other motherfucker in that place and, oh, I said something rude and offended you because you think that I'm upset with you being ace. No, Pam, you said ace people are basically robotic and either psychotic or fucked up, and that's just not true. You then also played music that my mother really loved near her death time and absolutely refused to turn it off or change or even hear the possibility that you were causing real pain. That's why I see the type of person you are, and I don't need that type of person. And just saying you're sorry and you pray for me, I don't care, bitch. That does nothing for me or anybody the fuck else. Keep your shit to yourself. Now, you want to come up to me, real apologize, take a moment and reflect on where you fucked up, not where the misunderstanding was, where you fucked up, and be willing to grow. I'll be willing to meet in the middle and say, maybe I'm being a little aggressive with you just because you're a Trump-supporting Christian nationalist. But so long as every time you come to me to apologize, you give an excuse, for the record, because I know if anyone out there is a kid listening to this, you're going, I get tired of hearing people say don't give excuses. What are you supposed to do? Look, why is that tea urn leaking? Oh shit, the rubber on it fucked up. I didn't notice that when I put it in. You have acknowledged that it was a technical difficulty, partially on you. That's taking partial responsibility. Now here's how you cinch that. I'll clean it up. Because you overlooked the mess, so you're going to own the mess and clean up the mess. But at the same time, oh, you're a fucking dipshit. How can you be so stupid and not check things? Now it's their problem. Now they fucked up. This is why, again, I know nobody at work's going to ever listen to these streams, but this is why I don't blame Jesse for being this way. But we've got a tip jar at work. See, I knew I'd eventually ramble back to it. I got ADHD. I'm not completely insane yet. But we got a tip jar at work. And when we get tips there, it gets distributed between the cooks, the wait staff, and yes, if we get big tippers, which we never get, even the management. But if we're all going to get over $20, no we ain't. The management's going to get a little cut, and I don't blame them. But in the case of like Jesse the other day, couple months back or a week ago. A customer, a little old lady that he went out to tip because he had to get her food made, and she was at the window when basically Donna got onto him for being a fat idiot, and Liz said if he's so slow, why don't he go and stuff envelopes somewhere rather than working in fast food. It's called fast food, fat ass, not slow food. And Jesse looked real sad, and I would take your food out to you, man, just if you would pull up and park. And they demeaned him and didn't even know that they had done it. Both of them were, well, I've heard words, well, I'm tough, I'm tough, why ain't you tough? Bunch of jackass shit like that. And I get it, the kid's infuriating because he does. If you insult him, he moves slow. I don't blame him, you're being an asshole. And yes, I'm an asshole to him at times too. I try my best not to be. But on that one, just you gotta understand, when you're pulling an entire team down because you're being spiteful to two people bullying you, son, speak up and tell people why you're upset. Galen and I had a big issue with each other because, one, I thought he wasn't taking the job seriously at all, calling it easy, shit like that, cutting out early, not doing his work. But he wasn't. He was being poorly trained, and due to my bias and due to his bias, we were having a failure to communicate. We are still on shaky-ass ground. But, due to the fact that now I'm starting to take his fuck-ups as Pam's the one who trained him, he hasn't had good training, he's doing his best, as long as I take it as he's doing his best, I can then roll with the best alternatives and be charitable with my judgment. But when I get pissed off, when I'm tired because the 4-mile walk's got my knees fucking throbbing and screaming at me, and I'm already behind coming in because the last 2 shifts that should have known better left me with a mess, yeah, I gotta take a moment, I gotta take a beat, and I don't always succeed in doing that. And I gotta say, hey man, I'm sorry I fucked up. I'm sorry I was an asshole to you. Because he's also under just as much stress. We get into our little bubbles of virtual worlds because I'm never going to be on a beach in Greece. I'm 37 and I've been out of the States to work. I've seen half of the eastern coast, but I saw the majority of that trying to outrun a storm and get home to my dying grandfather. I saw the other half of it on a boat working harder than I have ever worked in my entire life with a crew of people that both love and hated each other in equal measure. A place where I never felt safe even for a moment.
Got to be careful not to get spotted.
But at the same time, I had never felt more secure. So it's like, you know, and I'll happily answer questions. I'll happily get into it with anybody. But solitude and solidarity is something that I've grown up with, and while I can find peace in it, I don't doubt that that's part of what broke me mentally. I mean, that's why I sympathize with Homelander, but I could never ever condone anything that that fucking monster does. And why I will openly detract him and call that character out as a monster. Because yeah, y'all, could have been me. Could have been you. All that takes is the right circumstances and the wrong person. But understand, y'all, if it weren't for my grandfather, if instead of Bill I had had someone like Al, yeah, I know nobody knows those names. Shit, I don't particularly want to adopt people, even though they're both dead now, old age. But either way, if I had had an Al instead of a Bill in my life for the majority of it, I shudder to think the Trump-supporting piece of shit I would be. Because he was very much of the mindset of, okay, I didn't mean to do that, but that works too, I guess. See, you gotta get creative when you're outnumbered. And you gotta be cruel, and I don't like that. But this is when it comes to cruel world, lived by the sword. There's a reason why, yes, I love the people of this town as much as I hate them, and I want to save my brothers and sisters as much as I may fear them. I still carry knives on me everywhere I go. I still stand ready and when it goes down to fight if I gotta fight. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. That being said, every action cannot be met with a closed fist or you will be alone, punching at shadows. What I'm saying is don't be one of these NPCs. Be a thinking person. Be a caring person. And always leave the body. I don't know where we're going, y'all. It's supposed to be about solidarity and learning that there's no war but class war. And y'all, the classes are divided in two at this point. The rich done fucked up in that sense. Because I've had a few of them in my life. Now, none that I ever cared for personally. In fact, most of those types I did end up being the because I do hate the rich, y'all. If any rich person would like to drop, I got a Ko-ffee. And any of y'all rich fucks want to drop like a couple mil in my account and leave a little name tag to who you are, I'll put that million to use helping out my community, and I'll even put up a little statue of your ass in there. But we all know they won't. Because even with recognition and getting to say, oh yeah, I was right, it's not worth it if they get to oppress people. Because getting rich breaks your brain. It bricks it. Again, y'all think about it. How many billionaires do we have? Google it. Hell, I'll Google it right now. I got a phone right here. What else is this stream for but teaching and educating and helping where we can? Fun. What's fun in 2025? Let's Google it. How many billionaires are there in the world? We'll make it the world. We'll make it the world's problem. Ooh, AI, fuck you. Forbes real-time billionaires list. I don't want the fucking list, I just want the raw number now. Although it is nice they're ballsy enough to put themselves on a list. Hey, all you gun-toting, gun-loving hillbilly dipshits that are all against the pedophile, I dare you. Their list is right here, billionaires real-time world's billionaires list. I dare you. I double dog dare you. I bet you won't. I bet you won't because you're a bitch-ass coward. But, according to this, there's 50. According to this, there's... Nope. Going down. 58. 60. Now, imagine $1 billion. That's 120. 137. And this is just out there. These terrible, terrible human beings. And this is the world's list. Not all of these are probably horrible, terrible human beings, though looking at them I see a lot of white, terrible faces. 170, 190, 200, 270. We're still in the billions. We're in the 10 billions. 200, 321, 341, 350, and now we're in the 9.2 billions. So we're going to cut it off there. 350 billionaires. 350 billionaires. Not one Elon Musk. Not one of them is doing the world's good. You want to know why I know that? Because if they were, you can't Brewster's Millions. That's propaganda. And if you think you can, again, billionaires, we can Squid Game this. I don't care that much about my life. If any of you 390 pieces of shit want to try me, let's play a game. Give me $1 million, and I will spend all $1 million and not a penny of it on myself. Because, and they'll all be good, worthy causes. You want to know why I'll do that and not become a Mr. Beast? It's quite easy. One, I hate billionaires. I hate each and every one of you. I don't think you should exist. I think you should be humans and happy, but I think you can be happy with $1 million. I think $1 million is excessive in and of itself. But again, I'm also not a terrible human being. I could never be a billionaire because right now, with $1 billion, I'd be doing flights in and out of Gaza like a motherfucker. I'd be Tony Stark in that shit. taking my armored fucking aircraft over fucking Palestine and saving people. I'd be dropping food like it was raining manna from heaven. Because I could afford it, and when Israel said, we're going to stop you, I'd drop a few fucking Molotovs on their ass for good measure. Again, money is the cheat code that makes the difference in the world. The problem is you'll never get there being good. Because there aren't any good billionaires. Every single one of them could spend 4 million of that billion, and they would not be billionaires anymore. But what they would be is heroes. And not a single person on the planet would have to go hungry. You hate Elon Musk? I hate Elon Musk. Fuck that guy. What about the rest of the 300 plus on that list? And that's Forbes. That's them being proud, cocky cunts about it. That's them lording it over you. Do you feel it yet? Do you feel that anger? Do you have anyone in your life that could have used a medical device or a medical recovery or a medical intervention? Hell, my piece of shit meth-headed uncle would have been a good person if he had gotten help just about 5 years sooner. But again, that relationship is dead and gone, might as well be buried with the rest of our family. But that's also partially because the state failed him as much as he failed us. Because again, we live in a country with over 100 billionaires in it. But yet we still have child poverty. We still have child sex trade here. Why? Because most of the billionaires are the ones fucking doing it. Who else could and get away with it? Epstein had a fucking list. Who do you think you kidding saying he didn't? And then sealing the files. We all fucking know he did. Just most of us, like our girl Hannah has said, have to deal with the fact that we live in the real world and we can't do anything about it. And we can't. Me, you dear viewers that aren't here, and probably won't be for this video if it goes live, we can't do shit about it. Not a goddamn thing. I mean, unless any of you crazy gun-toting, Punisher-worshipping hillbillies want to try it. Because again, names, addresses, listed. Big dick energy with it, supposedly. But I can't say anything more than that, because then that's a call to violence, and I'd get hurt. I mean, let's ignore the fact that Dr. Disrespect can say, hey kids, send me your nude pictures. Fucking ukulele girl can come on. She'll be back in a few months, y'all. She'll be back. Trust me, trust me. Cancel culture ain't a fucking thing. She'll be back. But she can be telling kids to send her her fucking underwear. And still have a platform. Still not be in prison. But, you know, I get on here and tell you, here's this billionaire's name. Here's this billionaire's address. Go do something. Suddenly I'm inciting violence. I'm a monster. Even though I realize our country's full of cowards that won't do a damn thing because, as we've argued, my roommates and I, several roommates actually, I'm always on the wrong side of that one. Hey buddy, I don't. Hey, I want to fight you. Fine, do it this way then. Hey, asshole. You're on the list and I'm on the list. Let's do this dance.
I hope you have a coin for the ferryman.
Thank you. This whole started with Gangs of New York. The reason it's a homework assignment, and I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but I want to give you an overlay because it's an old movie. It calls back and harkens back to the early 1800s in America, when robber barons, much like today, ruled over us all. Company towns were a very big thing. Hey, you know Amazon cities, Disney World towns, places where you keep your employees and they get to eat and be safe. Oh! Y'all just gonna let that... Oh shit. Of course not. They're not gonna let that go. They're gonna blame me. Dude. You are so destructive. I'm gonna have such a fight on my hands. Chill your shit.
This is coming.
Trying to talk about shit over here. We gonna have a problem, friend? If you become the hammer, every problem becomes a nail. But, where were we? The point is, y'all, nobody's going to come save us. Now, yes, we need things like Superman, we need heroes, we need figureheads. But never ever think that your figurehead's an untouchable god. They're not. Everyone fucks up. I'm not asking for solidarity like that. I'm asking for solidarity in the form of, we need to be at least as good as our enemies on the right. Because, yeah, I hate them. They're jackasses. They're inbred fuckwads. They're terrible fucking people. Hey, did you know that 400 goddamn white supremacists marched through Charleston with tiki torches, and we all made fun of them. We lambasted them. They were stupid. That it looked like we could beat all their asses. And no one did a thing. Because on the left, you want to talk mad shit, talk mad shit. On the right, you talk anything, you get sent to a concentration camp, which they now have. And we need to settle with, because if you're not actively banging that door down, guess what? You in some way, myself included, have said, there's nothing I can do. I can bitch about it, but there's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can do, y'all. I can't lead a fucking crusade to fix this. What I can do is tell y'all to plant edible food. What I can tell you to do is when you see the helpers helping, help them. If you can do anything, press. Don't just press in the doomsday dipshit way where I'm going to compile food and then never touch it and let it expire. Press in the sense that I'm going to gather food, and I'm going to keep a very small, marginal portion, enough to basically keep a tiny backlog so I'm not going to die if the winter goes hard. But then after I've got that tiny backlog, or as I maintain that tiny backlog, I'm going to also give food away. Again, I got a lot of hate one morning when I started putting it out there, but build you a little box station. It's as easy as going to your local thrift or wherever you go, getting a cabinet, and putting a tiny thing on it, like a camera, and just put signs on it. Free food to anyone, please don't trash the cabinet. If you have anything to donate, make sure it's a sealed item, place it here. And believe it or not, y'all, that will make a world of difference in your community. And if nothing else, it'll get people together. Because again, I'm burning down pimples now. That's accidental. But it's because if you put it, again, it's that Field of Dreams level nonsense, but instead of it being sports, let's make it something that's actually important. Because again, David is a dear friend of mine, dear friend of others as well. Gonna adopt somebody by their first name. Sorry, don't hate me for it, bro. He's a dear friend of Chuck and a good number of their family. They were less than 5 minutes away. Did they stop by to say hi to their friend? To have a cup of tea? To bring him a cup of tea? No, of course not. They were too busy camping, glamping, having a good old time. And again, it's not that I would just go, they're terrible people, fuck them. No, they're busy. They want to bond with the people they see as their real family. Not to be harsh about it. But let's be honest, none of them are going to see this either. What I'm real about here is, y'all, let's be real with each other. Because, yeah, I'm no fucking hero. Right now, I'm playing a goddamn video game rather than going to pick up that trash. Right now, I'm playing a fucking video game rather than planting something or talking to a face-to-face person. I'm fighting a make-believe person and talking to people that might or might not watch this video in the future. Do not think I'm on a high horse. I am not better than y'all. In fact, in many ways, I am goddamn worse because I see it and I can't fix it all the time. But what we can do is sit here and actually talk. What we can do is reach out to people. And when you see a gamer being a toxic piece of shit, like Boss, for example, member of BreadTube on the left, yeah, Boss, I remember when you said a good biker's a fucking dead biker. What's that about, you asshole? Oh, well, they're loud and they upset me in my little liberal fucking van. Yeah, and what are you doing for the cause, brother? Oh yeah, you're collecting money and saying, please, please pay me more for doing stupid shit and showing lollies accidentally. Oh, that wasn't lolly, those are goblin shit. Yeah, dude, there's a thing now. You know what my streamers are never gonna see? Not just because I'm ace, but... And I am a romantic ace. I do have feelings, y'all. I just don't do the fuck thing, you know? But it's like, I do enjoy the drawn image occasionally. I do enjoy things. Y'all will probably never see my files unless you pay a good amount of money to see them. That's for me to also go to therapy with letting people see that level of my life. I'm not afraid to be the Truman Show, y'all. I just need enough funding to actually do it and do it legally. Because, again, I'll tell you, for years and years, I smoked marijuana about every single day. Because it quieted the voices in my head and made me very, not only functional, but highly functional. I was running circles around the motherfuckers at work. I was busting ass and being chipper about it. But that's because I didn't have two different voices telling me that I'm never gonna be shit, I ain't shit, and you gonna be shit, you ain't gonna be shit forever. While I had one saying, man, they'd be so disappointed, we had such potential. Without all that shit, it's like Goku taking off his fucking weights. The problem is due to a broken brain, I can't do that myself. I need chemical help to get there. And so I don't think I have enough money for this yet. But, but, I smoke copious amounts of weed. It's outside of just wanting to feed people, and you can't eat drywall and nails and factory glue. And I can spread seeds, and I can spread I can do good in the kitchen. In a factory, I'd make more money, but I couldn't do shit to benefit the world around me. If you can, by all means, shout it out, talk it out, do what you can, and be proud of it. Y'all, what I'm saying is be proud of our wins. Let's stop being proud of our losses.
The mighty not Spartan returns.
Why do you need so much drachmi?
I have a city to secure and people to protect. I have no interest in going to war. I just want to make sure the war doesn't come to us.
I think I'm gonna go do some different missions.
I don't have that kind of drachmi.
I find that surprising, given your profession.
What proof do I have that you'll even find her?
I already know Merini.
How do you know that name?
That's not all I know.
And that's your information.
Getting that
She
much
does know it.
drachmi won't be easy.
You have a ship and a crew? That's enough to find work here in Koresia. And there is a stockpile of drachmi held in the fort on the far side of the island.
Why didn't you say that to start with? Sorry to be loud. I hope I didn't out the mic. I'm sitting here trying to save this much money, and it feels like the end of Fable 3 again. Because yes, y'all, you can do it. If anyone out there wants to come over with an Xbox and help me stream, basically what you do is you only keep the gear that you get from killing your enemies, and you keep the best of that, and you sell literally everything else. Do not do the last quest, or do not proceed until you've completed every single mini quest. And then at the end, when every decision is like, good decision is expensive, bad decision spends money, play it like a billionaire. But instead of being like these pompous jackasses that want to be licked when they're done doing a good deed, instead be like a fucking badass and go, nah, I don't need your praise, please don't applaud me. Let's get the shit done and get moving for the team. I mean, y'all, don't get me wrong. A part of me knows that I would fucking break down if somebody just could tell me I'm a good boy. But it wouldn't be in chat, and don't start doing that shit to be mean. I'm being vulnerable with y'all. Let's be real with each other. But that's only because it's like, in my head, without my chemical thing that helps me get my head on straight. Yeah, it never ends. And it's never enough. Because I can hear nature screaming at me. And I can hear and see all the past mistakes I've made that has made this problem work.
What do you need?
Is this a bad time?
Every time's a bad time. There's too much work and not enough people to do it. But I'm the only person who cares about that. Wait, did Xenia send you?
She said you'd have work for me.
Well, thank Poseidon. Finally, someone competent to help. Ships are pushing into our territory and testing us. Xenia wants to send a message to make sure people understand who owns this little
And I'm
part
about to add his
of the
coffee
Aegean.
because I think caffeine would help me be nicer and more poignant. What kind of
What kind
message?
of message do you want to send?
Sinking some ships while flying her colors should do the trick.
That's one way to do it.
We're still pirates. We've a reputation to uphold in these waters. And nothing says respect me like a bit of blood spilling.
Sounds to me like you're weakening the competition. Chaos not big enough for your ambitions?
If we're going to take more territory, we wouldn't be hiring the likes of you. We'd do it ourselves. Best way to prevent an attack is to strike first.
Sorry,
No
y'all. I am
arguments here.
currently drinking the Monster Salted Caramel. Complete clarity. I would brew my own coffee, but coffee pots cost money, and I don't have space for it. And boiling water in a pot, well, you need a pot for that. Yeah. I'll do it. He doesn't want to expand his territory.
I'll sink
We'll
the
do it.
ships for you. What am I targeting?
Destroy a few ships from Sparta, a few from Athens, and a few bandit ones too.
That's a lot of ship sinking.
Just make sure you're flying Xenia's colors when you do the sinking. I'll pay you well to ensure the message is understood. Sails need repair, 3 broken oars on the top level, 2 on the second level, cracked spar.
Now, the other thing that I'm curious about, dear ghost chatters, is... does anyone remember how to fucking recrew my boat? Because I knew how to do it in Black Flag, but it is not the same in this one. And I feel like we would be a real unstoppable force if I just had a crew. No, fuck off, I'm not spending real money on this, period. I don't have the money for that. Again, if I had money, it would be going to me right now, currently. Stop it. Pressing the wrong buttons and getting emotional and fucking confused. Give me a moment. Let's fix this. There we go. Now, if I had money right now, admittedly, if I had $10 extra, I would get the Minecraft setup so we could all play on our own. But outside of that, yeah, y'all, if I had money right now, I'd be getting dirt so I could plant some pollinating plants or some feeding plants, because since we've passed the spring and we're getting ready to head into fall, I really think on the next walkthrough in or out of work, I'm going to be looking for those passion fruits if they're still there. And if I can, I'm going to distribute out some seeds. Because right now, there's not much else, and the wild animals do seem to love them. Like I said, anything edible. That's why I'm saying anything edible. Now, would I like to tell you, yes, look specifically for deer apples, passion fruit, various things that grow wild and native to your area now? Yeah, fuck yeah. If you've got the time for that, if you're one of the kids that are on my stream, hell yeah, kids, do a homework assignment. Go study your local ecology. And if you're in a very, like, rural New York, but you're still in the city and everything's concrete and asphalt, you're probably going to have to look in a history book to find what your native plants were. But the only good thing about climate change, guess what? You're not looking at New York's native plants from the 1800s, 1600s, 1500s, last time grass was in New York. You're looking at what usually grows in that area, who eats what. If your area is completely asphalted over and you've lost the fight completely, well, new fight. Your battleground has changed. The fight is not over, the fight has merely changed. For those urban environments, potted plants and know your heat structures. You'll have to do a lot more homework than I care to do, but just make sure you don't put something like a tomato in open sunlight and high heat. Make sure you reserve that for your various pepper plants, or check out some of the farming channels. The other thing is you'll need to actually put in beehives, and for that one, history lessons, zoology lessons, but go get you some bees that are from your native area. Not because just because they're bees don't mean they're bees from your area. Plenty of European bees have become the popular one here in America because they're very docile compared to our American bees, and they're very easy to control. But if you can find true American honeybees, well, then you can start rebuilding true American ecosystems. See, y'all, the reason that I'm so hesitant and I want to be careful about when I'm going on the native ecology, the native blah, 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 blah stuff is I'm not a zoologist, I'm not an ecologist. My special interest before this, not using that therapy speak while I was using it when I obsessed with something, was animals and specifically reptiles, spiders, insects, things I was seeing on the daily. I took the mild leftover into fish because I was curious. But
Poseidon! Spare us!
Are you scared?
Why wouldn't I be scared? Poseidon is testing the Adrestia right now. Pray Athena, she holds up.
Okay, that time he kind of sounded like Playface. Athena. Hold on. We're going to take him. We're going to take him hard in the middle.
Head for over water!
No. We're not.
More speed!
Max it
Here
out.
we
We're
go!
going to ram.
Arrows that are ready! Release now!
Should have done
Now! Hold on tight! Ready! Switch me! Prepare for boarding!
If you can board, because that's the way you repair your ship. Take away the shield. Typically, that'll be enough. Also, when I talk about shit, I'll be funny please. For the record, I'm mostly meaning de-arming them. Because I do think that they should feel safe at doing their job, and they do an important job. There is numbers required to maintain order. My problem is order is only as good as who's maintaining it and for what purpose. If they were all being Odo from Star Trek, that's fine, but remember, Odo also aided the Cardassian cause. Odo had to betray his cause. Oh, I need to still think about that shit before it sinks. Oh, why do I look long? Because I got easily distracted. But, oh yeah, I'm going down fast. I'm gonna get to that other. Hell yeah. And now we need to. But, there we go. If Odo had followed his code through and through, the rebellion would have never succeeded. Cardassia would never have been removed from Deep Space Nine. The Federation would have never been there. The show wouldn't have happened. But Odo rebelled against his very code. That's the thing it takes, is learning yourself, being willing to change and give, but not give it all. Because if you pay attention to Star Trek and Deep Space Nine in particular, Odo never changed too hard. He was always basically Odo. He just, there are no black and whites, only shades of gray. But then again, what the fuck do I know? I'm the guy that's telling you there is no free will based on books that I've read. The experiments that Robert Sapolsky talks about that he's very good at explaining, I've never been able to actually do in a lab. Mostly because there's no free labs, and the nearest college where I could audit classes at, auditing if it's still a thing, used to be a way you could basically go to college for free, but you couldn't do anything. To audit a class, basically you go and you sit quietly. You don't bug the teachers, you don't get to ask questions, you're not paying to be there, but you can sit quietly in the corner and basically take notes. And if you do that for a couple years, in theory, then you can pay for the class, run right through it like fire, and then from there, you know, rock it right out. Unfortunately, that's not how it works anymore. And I don't know if you can still audit that way. It was a trope. Again, back in the day when they talked about bootstraps, that's because they did have imaginary bootstraps. And for the record, much like our founding fathers fought for our freedom, yeah, they fought for the freedom of white folks. They didn't see black folks as anything more than farmers did. And if you want to prove me wrong, I'd be happy to be proven wrong in that. But so far, I'm batting 1,000 on that one. I mean, George Washington wore dentures made of his slaves' teeth. Come on now, y'all. You can't tell me I see people as people. Oh, but by the way, buddy, I'm just going to take your teeth out your head. You don't need those, right? No. The American look is probably the, you know, oh, the slave was just happy to give George Washington his peace, because George Washington was such an upstanding feller. No, y'all, he did a real bad monstrous thing. And that's the man on the quarter and the dollar. Don't have heroes, kids, unless they're in fiction. Fictional heroes, hell yeah. But also remember, they exist in the vacuum of fiction. They're to be emulated, but don't judge yourself if you can't be. I think we can all say Clark Kent is a hell of a badass good guy. None of us are ever going to be Clark Kent. But we get to be something even better. We get to be us. Like I said, I'm adjusting to the fact that most of my audience due to the video game content is kids, and I'm trying to reframe, restructure, reevaluate my situation. Because I'm fine being pissed off talking to 20-somethings or 30-somethings, because y'all, we fucked up. We fucked up a lot. But we can still do something. The only thing that I'm not going to accept and all sane people for is doing shit like what Liz and Alan do all the time. Mr. Oh, I'll worry about it when it happens to me. And he thinks that's a positive thing. He said that shit like with his full chest, like I was supposed to, oh yeah, that's how you should be, friend. No, dude, that is not. The poem doesn't go, first they came for the Romanov, and I did nothing because I was not a Romanov. And then they went away fucked off because all they want to do is get rid of Romanov. No. First they aim for the fringes of your society. And then they start taking out the ones in the society they don't like. That's why Southerners can point out black folks who fought for the Confederacy. And yes, some black folks are ignorant enough to do that. Not many, not enough to make them folk of. Most of the ones who are ignorant enough to do that, you know, quickly died because they were seen as cannon fodder and used accordingly.
Commander, we need to brace, but get out of the way!
How about we face them head on in this battle room?
Make them burn!
Deep into the country and
Archers
make
to
it
the front!
static.
Everyone! Brace!
Again, y'all, this is nothing special. This is normal. When I can do this shit on extreme without dying as much as I do here, then I want clapping and applause and maybe a few cents thrown my way in the change check. Right now, if you got any extra money, we've been doing this for an hour now, please give whatever you think. I don't know why that keeps happening. I am genuinely emotional, that's real, but I don't know why it keeps coming up and I can push it back down, coming up and I can push it back down. Feels like there's a part of me needing to do something, say something, and I don't know what to say. Let's kill some things and get rid of that feeling for a minute, shall we? Because I am quite upset. But we also must remember to maintain our stability. And I'm also still trying to play for a younger audience, not an audience of 20-something. Currently I'm playing for no audience, so whichever future viewers are out there, for sake of my own algorithm, because YouTube tells me most of my viewers are 20-something. I got a few 40-somethings out there. Welcome, what's up, how them knees doing? Remember, it's not weakness, use Tiger Bomb. Tiger Bomb's a fun and cheap friend that works out good. I was wondering if everybody was going to take care of that. I didn't mean to do that. Thank you for taking care of my fuck up. I kind of yeeted him right onto our ship. He was a very confused little Spartan. Oh, we got another contestant, looks like. Let's get to it, fellas. Like I said, I want us to have the solidarity of a fucking robot crew, and I know we can't do that. But part of that comes from 100% trust. And part of that comes from I do kind of feel recklessly sad when I lose crew members.
Bastard! We've got a fight coming!
Here he is, so tiny there.
Stand down! Archers! We need you! Now! Attack! Everyone!
I got cocky and I got shy. I think this is the right up on me. Oh, that was fight. Okay, I see. I also see how our health just got cut down so hard. We do not have the whole plating for this. But then again, if I held back just because I wasn't ready, we'd never get anything done with this thing. Now, since we are heading up on the hour mark, win or lose, and if I'm not... Oh, we're doing alright. I was panicking for no reason. I was looking at my adrenal meter like it was my health bar. But, let's not get cocky, man.
Make them burn! I need archers! Release! Ready yourselves! We need to place a gate for fire bombs! Hit them with your spear!
Yeah, boarding seems to fix the good too. I just go and take a swig of my drink that's currently being held by my elbow. But, as I was saying, trying to gear up, if y'all could, dear future users. I'm not asking for sake of the algorithm, though it will definitely help my algorithm. Do me a quick favor, and if you've watched this far, just comment your age for me. I'm not fishing for anything here. Please don't lie, because my algorithm, again, says most of y'all are 20-something to 30-something to 40-something. If y'all are here, once again, I cuss a lot. Sorry. I cannot fix that without losing my ability to speak with any degree of clarity. But I can try. And again, most of my audience appears to be children, and if that's the case, then the algorithm lied to me, and I need to definitely change the way I speak and the manner in which. Because y'all, again, I seek to be a positive influence, and yes, we need to do a guerrilla-style movement. But that's because no city official is going to let you put in a proper garden. Yes, try those options. If you have the money and the financial backing and the ability, try it. Go to your city council, ask if you can take a plot of land, take a plot of vacant-ish land, an unused home, whatever it is, and see if you can get a community outreach center put into one of those empty homes. I mean, here in Cottersville, they put a dentist office in homes, so why not put an outreach center? And if they ain't going to do it, but you own your home, or your landlord is a super cool person, put an outreach in there. Understand, you live in a very messed up society, almost cyberpunk levels of messed up. So, yeah, you're going to get some crazy people. You're going to get some bad ones in with all the good. Take them as victims of the system and try to sympathize and empathize. And when you've lost the ability to, well then congratulations. Welcome to burning. What you need to do is find what it is that'll make you not feel that way and do just a little bit of it each time. And it's sort of like calisthenics. I mean, again, y'all, I started out by just first having the bravery to ask my boss, hey, boss, since it's the end of the day, can I take some of this food with me? And waiting for a no and getting a yes. That looks intimidating.
Fight them for all your worth!
Okay.
Increase speed!
I guess we can't just ignore it, huh? Okay. There's 3 more.
Brace yourself for impact! Get that! Slower now! Head for over water!
That was terrible for our ship, but it's worse for theirs. Don't want arrows, I want spears. fire. If they were this close to his own fire. Their life ran.
There will be more battles like that. Not to be addressed yet.
I'm debating it. Fuck it, let's take them. Should I just leave command? I did not mean to do that. Let's do this instead.
More horse! Ready
Take
yourselves for boarding!
This is going to be a challenge. Alright, maybe I should just thank you. But we're going to try. Again, never underestimate a dodge. If you know a dodge is better, then go for a dodge because it is indeed better. Let your opponent exhaust themselves, tire themselves out. Also, if you choose to be one of those people and you're old enough to be one of those people fighting for our freedom and the protests and all that, what you need to remember is various things. One, eye protection, eye protection, eye protection. Because whoever's shooting tear gas at you or throwing bricks at you, they don't care about your eyes. You have to care about your eyes more than your enemy. So, do that lightly as such. Also, if you can pick up the mask, they sell them at every store it seems like. Pick you up some decent masks like you would need for working with dust or things like that. Because most of the components, see, I get distracted talking about important shit and I get murdered. We're gonna try it again. But most of the components of things like tear gas and things like that, from what I've heard from Ben Brainard and several of the other veteran, actual like military vet YouTubers, tear gas and things like that, while it won't be offset, the number one key thing is not to panic. Two, if you've got a bandana or something that can cover your face, again, a decent mask would be best, but they're making our civilians wearing masks illegal. So for that, I would say a non-threatening bandana, perhaps a rainbow flag bandana, or some form of bandana that is non-threatening. And for this, it's very important nobody really matches up too much. We shall go sink more ships, and more ships, and more ships until the quest is done and we have lots of money. Ideally, most of the Spartan ships. Ooh, look at that, a whole crop of Spartan ships. Oh, yep. Oh yeah. Okay, let's do it. But, as I was saying, for the future viewers, again, I don't know how many of these. Most of my Assassin's Creed playthroughs, for whatever reason, don't get a lot of them. I'm assuming it's the free.
More speed! We're at
Maybe it's
maximum
the link.
speed!
I don't know. But this is one of those I'm saying let's not lose our energy and traction as a whole group. Let's work together to make the world better in any way we can. I choose doing guerrilla mission. You could choose lots of things. If you don't particularly like gardening, but you're real good at other things, do the other things. The beauty of a guerrilla mission is that you don't even have to call yourself after that movement friends. If you don't like the French and whatever, that's fine too. What it takes is all of us working together regardless. Because at the end of the day, it's us. And if you want a billionaire, you're my brother. You're not a millionaire. You're my brother. And I want better for you. Also, as the algorithm said, a very small majority of y'all are ladies more than gentlemen. And for that, welcome, welcome. I am genuinely shocked. But please, again, y'all, I always ask, give me good news in the comments. Tell me what you've been up to. If you got the chance and the time to spare, tell me where your victories have been at so far. Positivity is always preferred, and I can't always have it, because, you know, long, hard work. not very well paid long, hard work. And I'm afraid I'm also trying to get to that 6-4%.
Get ready to board! Follow me!
But, like I said, y'all, I'm up for ideas on how y'all want the channel to run, because it is more of a community-based thing. Ideally, I want to be a resource, if nothing else, because it needs to be, again, clearly stated, I am nothing special. In fact, the only thing that makes me special at all is the fact that I've done terrible things, in my opinion, and, yeah, part of making up for being a terrible person when I was young is being a better person now. That's for everybody. Because we were all terrible when we were young. If you're a millennial like me, you did some terrible shit too. Don't pretend you didn't. Ain't none of us clean. But we can make a difference now.
Let's move!
The biggest thing I just want to put out there and make it absolutely clear. The government's not coming to save us, y'all. It's not. And at the end of the day, if someone like you don't care an awful lot, nothing's going to change. It's just not. And the person who wrote that, Dr. Seuss, was a terrible, terrible person. And by that I mean, look up Dr. Seuss and his wife. Just look it up. Also, he wrote a super racist, really weird sex thing. Like Dr. Seuss wrote a sex book and insisted he drew the pictures in it. Check out Respect the Dead podcast for details on that. And I mean a lot more details than you probably wanted. But it's done by Ash and Elena. They're much better communicators than me. And as one thing that being a part of the church back in the day taught me, always shout out to people that are better at this job than you are, because again, the message is what's important. In the case of the message I'm trying to send, unity, peace. Let's work together to make our lives, and by ours I mean ours, let's make our lives better. And by that I don't mean don't spend your money out. If you've got a cause, okay, Ukraine-Palestinian Alliance, Haiti, anything that's happening in Haiti. I don't know if Haiti's still doing anything important at the moment, but they're always... Haiti's one of those things that I want to learn more about because they ran an effective and proper rebellion. And y'all, if anyone gives Haiti any kind of shit, just point out to them that that was a slave colony that actually rebelled about some big country. We needed France to help us out, or England would have kicked our ass. Haiti resisted the French, resisted the English, resisted us. Haiti resisted. Haiti stands. And while I might not agree with everything Haiti has done or stood up for, I cannot deny the fact that Haiti stands. And if you can't... Ooh, that was a good, satisfying kill. But yeah, if you can learn from our enemies, y'all. Hell, the right wing, as much as I hate them and as stupid as a lot of them are, let's not pretend like they can't show up, show out in numbers. I mean, let's be clear. I have not had a single fan outside of the fan that lives with me. Love you, David. But outside of the fan that lives with me, I haven't had a single fan come up and say hi or what's up or nothing else. I've had 3 or 4 people that I think hate watch me try to swing off the road to scare me. And again, maybe that's just paranoia on my part. The road is not exactly built to ensure pedestrian safety or visibility. But again, haters can find you. A lie will travel around the world 6 times before the truth puts its shoes on. But that's where it's up to us again. We broke the world. We can fix it. And it starts with you and me. Hell, Chuck can make a difference today. Just visit David. Maybe not today. We got plans today. Forget me not had promised that she was going to come out and we're going to have a day of it. I don't know if we're going to live stream. We might just take pictures and do a little short of us together and all that. that, but like I said, we're going out on the town for a day, so we've got to set the track, and then we're gonna basically hit Ollie's, some of the other sales places, because we'll be in town and we'll have a ride. And again, part of doing it is realizing we do still live within the system we live in. If we can get a ride, we get a ride. If we can do it the safe way, we do it the safe way. But that being said, we don't sacrifice our Mother Earth for sake of comfort. Right now, my air conditioner is running on medium because it ain't but 70, 80 degrees outside, so it don't need to be 30 anymore. It don't. Oh, they set me on fire. Good for them. That might have been a mistake again, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna kill him. I do not like this lighting, nor these fucking WWF bullshit moves. What the fuck is with these run-ups? Did I just die again? Why did you, what? Damn it. I'm just gonna smash his shit next time. Fuck him. Can't believe I've lost twice on normal mode. Either way, y'all. I'm assuming forget-me-not will be heading this way around 1-ish. Children, I love you. Why do you gotta be all up on me when I'm doing things like this? Which one is it? I don't know why you would did that, but you at least distinguish yourself. It's an oblivion.
Commander at the helm!
Commander is feeling ashamed of himself. Okay, let's pop up some more news. And we're gonna finish this last little bit of boarding. And then I do gotta break away and go do a few more chores. Because I am working hard on building us a little studio so I can do a proper sit-down chat and have a cup of tea, all that with y'all. And I will hope that when we do those streams, people will show up. I mean, after all, I guarantee you will see cats and dogs and we can hang out. I can guarantee you will see cats because I'm setting up in the kitchen and the cats hang out wherever I hang out. Whether I want them to or not sometimes.
Didn't something happen with the market back in the late 2000s? Some kind of crisis or craze and wiped out a lot of 401ks?
Okay, we're gonna sink that motherfucker.
Faster! Let's move!
Should we stay back and avoid a fight?
They're right there, though.
Archers! We need you!
Someone deal with the fire!
Now this spear! Archers! Increase speed!
Keep the fire on board!
Let's go!
Commander, they are heading right at us!
Arrows at the ready!
Yeah, but the thing about it, mercenaries, this is bad.
I think we're out of danger here. You had me worried for a second there, Commander.
Less speed now! More oars! Increase speed! Let's move it!
Fuck you! struggle no more, are you, bitch? I'm sorry, that was petty of me. Genuinely, that one felt a little petty, but vengeance is mine. Oh, we're doing this dance, huh? Okay. Come on. Oh, dude. Oh shit. I don't think that's an enemy ship. I think we need to avoid it. Come on. Now break. Dodge him. Alright. Aim low. Don't want to catch the civilian. Shit, dude, could you go a little quicker to get out the fire? They're not even worried about him. No. Come on. Hell yeah. Alright, let's check the bank real quick.
A lot less of these kids who are just like, America's this horrible place and capitalism is bad. Yeah, capitalism is bad.
We might have enough drop me now.
It's great. Absolutely.
See, that's the kind of shit that my high school teacher said, and he was also wrong. Ooh. That was actually a good picture. Damn it.
Essentially their plan here. They love doing their little investment shit and can't believe that every American is also doing it. It's the same energy as your friend that thinks you just
Give a like when you can. Likes is free.
Except, you know, most people don't have time to think about this investment garbage. We just want to work, pay taxes, do cocaine, and know that when we retire, there will be support for us. We don't want to be forced to track the stock market, and creating that system will guarantee
Oh, I've already done that, huh?
for the wealthy. We know that because that's what happened when Chile privatized their retirement fund. They found that, wouldn't you know it, wealthier people had the resources to manage their investments, probably by hiring people to do that, while poor people couldn't keep up. Seriously, do you want your Social Security to be this thing you have to constantly manage and keep track of, like a hobby? You want to have to check your Social Security money every day, like that garden out back that just refuses to grow? Do you think that it's a good idea for Social Security, the thing that was created in response to the Great Depression, to be tied to the stock market in this way? What a very stupid idea. Or we just pay for it. Perhaps we raise the cap to have higher income workers pay more into it.
Okay,
Or
finally.
get it out of the corporations themselves or the rich people. Turns out that if you just tax billionaires
Now let's
a little
avoid the
more,
lightning bringer,
Social
shall we?
Security problem would be immediately fixed. According to one estimate, just taxing Elon Musk alone.
Yes, great. Let's hit it. Why does it sound like and feel like that? Because they did. You good, Mako? Because if you're good, I'm going to make fun of you now. I've currently got my laundry basket stowed behind the little section where the projector's on. And my very... So you good? Good, because now I'm going to roast you. My very special boy decided to jump into that laundry basket, and I'm guessing he rode it into the ground. This should be alright. I can't see chat anymore, but nobody's over there chatting these things anyway. Hey. Okay, y'all. New plan on this one. Do me a favor, because I can enjoy this game myself and play the long game and sink these ships and shit without an audience. If nobody's enjoying this, I'll happily move on. I was just hoping to do all of Assassin's Creed and figured start here and at the other one. but I'm realizing what a big sandbox Assassin's Creed is. So, you know.
They are headed straight for us! Try again! We need to move before they hit us! Head for us! I need us! Throw your spear! Faster! Prepare the force! Follow me and make them pay!
See, this is what I don't like. Every good program I find has like a ton of just pay money, pay money, pay money to the people that pay money. I'm looking for wizards, not warlocks. Oh my god, I understand that reference now. I'm a nerd. Basically, we're going between a wizard and a warlock. A wizard gains their power a little bit at a time, and a warlock gets a great deal of power all at once. Similarly, using AI, you'll get a really piece of work, and you can get really good at one of things, but you're not going to be an expert at it, and you don't have the thirst or the proven calisthenics to continue doing it, like the drawing things that I do. Because yeah, at first it's just doodle a day, that's easy as hell, and then the days start piling up, and then you start to get blanked on, well, what am I going to do instead? And you want to doodle something because you got to practice. But again, practicing is like calisthenics. I mean, hell y'all, do you think I just started making blankets day one? Oh yeah, I started on blankets. But do you think I was cranking out a blanket a week on day one? And if I'm doing Granny Square and you want that, yeah, it takes about a week and I can do whatever you want. But as far as like, you know, the single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet, and patterning those up, I'm still learning how to read patterns and such. Like I said, once I get the laptop set up and the kitchen set up for recording in, we'll do the art streams that some people have said they would be really interested in. And I'll sit there and paint a picture and crochet something and carve something. And we'll do something, you know? The only problem with doing it right now is I've got no good secure place to sit down and set up the laptop and let whatever may happen happen. Half the time when I have the laptop out, I'm scared to death one of these cats is going to jump on it and break it. And, well, there goes a lot of pictures and videos. Mostly not any of the interest images. I take pictures of all the things that I do art-wise. I also have a wild animal folder of just various little critters I've seen wild and gotten pictures of. That breath hurt my collarbone for some reason. And that should have been a concussion. But I love it, Ubisoft for that shit. But believe it. I mean, in theory, they wouldn't have to if we still had that whole Mon, Pa, D. Willikers bullshit, where like one parent of the two gets to stay home and take care of kids, household, all that, while the other one goes and makes money and all that. But that's so outdated, I can't think of anyone who can actually get away with that life anymore that isn't like mooching off the system in some way. By that I don't mean you're literally mooching, I mean like you do something with your taxes or you got a hand up in a way. I'm saying that's no longer the common American dream. Most of the time it's both parents working, and unfortunately now, since they're revoking child labor laws, something I never thought I'd see happen again. I thought we were too good for that shit. But I guess you need to slop the slop faster and faster. Who cares if we're putting little bitty kids to work at it now? For the record, that was being joking. That was sarcasm. I care very deeply that that bullshit is happening on my watch too.
Bastard!
But what can we really do? Get this together. And in my case, rant for an hour and 45 minutes while sinking ship into a darkness and dying and not getting how to fuck to keep my arrows better.
Get the fire!
I'm real good with fire. Figured out fire real quick. Got out of the
some debris in the water.
Archers to the front! Attack!
Oh! Well, we got a few ships. We're running on an hour and 47 minutes now, so we're gonna reload, back out, and I'm gonna go do a few things right quick. Maybe a few artsy things as well. Stand by for a short eventually. But y'all have a good day. Work together. And remember, y'all, it's up to us to make the change we need to see in the world, because we have very much been abandoned by the system. Stand together, stand strong. Remember, there's no war but class war, and we've already lost most of it. Don't let them win. Keep your humanity, keep your empathy. Behave and help out as much as you can in the world around you. Be the force for good. And again, go to trans person, gay person, really any person, but mostly the gay and trans person in your life, or the immigrant in your life. Something that's rough out there right now, y'all. And remember, if you see ice, you don't see a human, you see a disgusting automaton. If you see an immigrant, what you're looking at is a friend. Be safe, y'all. Above all else, be safe. And we'll see you in the next one. If Zoe don't show up, we'll probably do one more before she does, but I'm going to be spending a little bit of time doing some cleaning around here, trying to get the house back up to snuff, but we on that cleaning rag and tiny bit of cleaning supplies method so we can get the re-up of the cleaning supplies. I just also can't let a house with 6 cats and 3 dogs go without doing some cleaning, otherwise it quickly catches up on me. But we'll save and log off here. Y'all be good. If you're a future viewer, do me a favor, drop a comment, because if I don't get any comments on this one, it might be the last Assassin's Creed. I'll still keep playing. I'm not like knocking Ubisoft. It's a fun game, but without anyone to watch it, if I don't get any views in the future, I'm kind of wasting my time and my breath. I need to load this down into Minecraft videos and make it more refined. Because again, y'all, it's exhausting, but hell, I'm already in my 40s, or almost in my 40s, and I just want to see the world better before I die. I don't want to die in a world that is worse than the one I was born in, if that makes sense. And I do think we're better as a people, but I've been really reassessing that since Trump got in. I used to think a lot of these gun nuts were actually badasses, and now I just think they're a bunch of little bitches with a gun collection. That is not a call to violence. Don't shoot at folks. Don't pew-pew them, but I'm just saying. Gun nuts, what the fuck are you even doing? But y'all be safe. Be good. Remember, if you're gonna do political activity, for your sake, if you're young, keep it to a 0 and a 1. That speak out. Talk to your town people. Try to do constructive vandalism in the sense of, if it's not a corporation but it's a ma and pa, pick up some trash for them. If it's your neighbor, pick up some trash. Help them out with something. But if it's a corporation, fuck them. They can pay you cash. And if you get that lip from the rich neighbor or whatever, well, you never helped me. Look them dead in the eye and go, you're rich enough to pay me? Money, money. Because that's how they are. And that's exactly what they'll do to you is, well, you don't give me free stuff. Yeah, because you don't need it. And you never ask. Most of the people I know that put their hat in their hand and ask take a lot of skill to ask it, you know? We'll talk about that more in the next stream. Perhaps on the next one we do of Assassin's Creed, we'll do First Do No Harm. But, till then, yeah, either way, y'all be good, and we'll see you next time, probably in Minecraft. See you later. Bye, y'all.
I don't know. It's just gross. AMR isn't the only, but by far the largest of these companies. I've seen them everywhere. They have 375 helicopters, 123 planes, and over 8,000 ambulances. And employ...
What do you mean only? Oh, I didn't log out. It's a hot mic. Shite. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go ahead.